Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back. This is another machine today. The machine for today is very interesting, in particular, the stage of privilege escalation. So, today, machine is Tr0ll3. So, I started the machine and we just discovered the IP address. Okay, that's the IP address of the machine. So, quickly try to do the port scan. Interesting. The only available port is port 22. So the options for me would be to go ahead and try to brute force it, which is not the ideal situation. But if we look in the login page, you can see that in the login page of the machine, I have a set of credentials. Start here. So the assumption is that these are the credentials. So I'm going to use them. Okay. So SSH start, I think it was 35, and the password is here, and we had access. So we managed successfully to access to the machine. The next step for us is to perform privilege escalation. So we can see there are a number of directories. Let me first try to open the bash RC, see if there's any commands of interest here. Nope. Okay, let's go back. Don't know if clear works. Yep, ls-all. So I have these two directories, the blue pill and the red pill. So let's try to check each one of them. Interesting. We found a file called awesome work. Let's try to open it. And that seems to be a web page. Okay, so let me just go ahead quickly and we can open it directly and see it. Okay. There doesn't seems to be any kind of interesting information here. Okay. So let's go back to the terminal and go to the other directory. This will surely works. Let's open it. Okay, so I had another set of credentials. Step 2 and password 1. So the first thing comes to my mind is try to do this and see if there is a user account. No, authentication failed. Let's check the cat etsy password. You can see there is no user account called step 2. Okay, there is start, that's the one. There is Melos, that's another user account. Okay, so now we already have, that's a really good idea what we did here. So, oh, there is a step 2. There is a step 2. There is Eagle. Okay, so what we're going to do here is to compile, let's take a copy of this because that might be useful. So we know that there is a user called Melis start. FTP is not very useful for me. W YT shadow, interesting. Stat D is not interesting. Feeder step 2, these are user-made user account. Okay, good. So probably step 2 could be another SSH account. Okay. That is strange that the password for step 2 does not work. Let me just type it again. Password 1 exclamation mark. Okay, no, it does not work. That's possibly could be a rabbit hole. Okay, so what we need to do then, that means we cannot pursue that one. So let's just confirm it here, ls home. Yes, these are all the users, including this. Good. So we can try dash all to see if we can, for example, Melos, we cannot access it. Let's try Eagle. We cannot access it. Let's try the app server. Cannot access it. The GEN cannot access it. Start, we are start, so there's no point. Step 2, again we cannot access it. The YW thing cannot access, so we don't have permission even to view any of these files. What we can do now, let's search for files with either setuid or the full executables. So I will go for the full executable permission first. Okay, that is interesting. Let me just delete this. That is interesting. So we find 2 files with full access rights. Here they are. So what I'm going to do here is I need to get these 2 files. So that seems to be as a pickup file. That's something else. So let me try to get both files here. So one way to do this is ncat. So ncat, let me create a listener on this port. Let me get the first file and call it gold star.txt. And from here dash nv 192.168.0.18 on port 1234, and let's try to copy this and paste it here. If we hit enter, we had it. Let's open it, see what it does. Okay, it seems to me this is a dictionary. Okay, that is interesting. Okay, so let's stop it here. Let's try to get the other file, which is the pickup file, the WYT shadow. Remember that also was a name of a user account, WYT shadow.cap. And again here, ncat -nv 192.168.0.18 on port 1234, and that is the file I needed. So if we, okay, let's just make sure that we have this. paste it. Good. Now I should have the second file. Fabulous. That is really good. So what I would do now is I will try to open with Wireshark the file. If I put this, I think that will do. That's good. So you can see that's been open, and I can see this 802.11. Seems to be its authentication Wi-Fi authentication. Okay, okay, I can see that here. Okay, so what we have now is we have a username. Okay, and I can see that seems to be the authentication for a username. Okay, so what I can do now is I can try aircrackng and try to crack the key, and the fact that WYT shadow is a username already, so probably I can use this. So let me cancel this here and let's have it. Oh, sorry. So I can use aircrack ng aircrackng. We can specify the word list as the password that we had. What did we name it? Let me just check here. We named it Gold Star. And then we just specify the name of the file. Okay, cracking started. Eventually, we should be able to get a password. The theory would be then that this password might be the password for the WYT shadow file username. So I would use this then to try to impersonate that user, either accessing this directly or try to. I will pause it till we finish. Okay, now we have the cracking finished. We have this new password. Let me copy it in there and put it here. The fact that the username or the pickup file has the username, so I will assume that this is the username and the password. We can always confirm now. So here we can just go ahead and let me just see the. So that's the username we have in mind. And this is the password. And yes, we were right then. Good. So cd home. This is the one. Dash all. Good, good. That's good. So what we have here now, I don't think I will need this anymore. What we have here is the new user, the WY shadow. There is an executable. It has the setuid. Let me try to see what it does. Okay. So seems to me it runs endlessly. Okay. So that's interesting. I'm crazy AA. So we know that Linux is a kind of terminal-based browser. This could be a hint that we need to run this. Let me see what kind of executable this runs. Okay, it runs nginx. Good. So we have two pieces of information. We have the browser name, and we have the fact that this machine can start, or this user can start ngx. So what I would do then straight away, I would go ahead and start it. They will ask me for the, okay, I should have typed the root. Let me just go ahead and make note of this. It's useful. So sudo user span service ngx start. Now that should be start. Should have started already. We can confirm that. ux grep for ngnx, and we can see that this is started already. Good. That is really useful. Again, now what I need to check the configuration for this one. Now, if we, I know that you can check online as well. Usually, NGX configuration file is in the ITSI. So if we try cd, sorry, cd etc and cd etc ngx ngnx. Okay, let's see what is else there. I have site enabled. That's what we need to do. cd site enabled ls cat default, and it shows me, okay, it runs on port 80. Okay, it also shows me some other informations. ssl, oh, by default runs on port 8080, and user agent is Linux. Okay, that is a very useful piece of information. I don't know if I have Linux here. Oh, I do have Linux here. So basically what I would do is straight away from here, try to access it 192.168.0.35 on port 8080. And that revealed another set of username and password. Let me copy this. Let me put it in there. That's really useful. Good. So that's, again, if you remember, we had that user account in the home. So most likely this is the password for this user account. So what I would do now is I will go ahead and try to see if I can enumerate that user. SUGENPHLUX. Okay, so CD home SU. Okay, good. So then let's go to the home directory ls-all. Fabulous. Okay, now we have here, that's the user. So let's copy it, ls, now cd, and move to this user folder. Now we can check if there's anything useful. I can see there is a directory. I can see there is x login, sudo -l. The password for it is this. Okay, it can run Apache as well. Not really sure this is something I would be really interested in. So we need to think also now about something else. I can also see there is another file here. Let me try to open this file. Just bear with me a second. Okay, so what also we have apart from this, we have this file melos, which is also related to a username. Let me check the content of the file here. Okay, that seems to me a private key. Most likely this is for SSH. So what we could do is the following. Uh, so I'll start again a listener here, and whatever comes, I will call it as Melos. How did we spell it? Maleus. And from here, I will send it to the machine MV 192.168.0.18 on port 444. And again, that would be Melos. Good. Now I have this. Let me change permission for Melos. And now let's try to access as Melos with the key. Okay. That's good. And yes, we managed to log in as Melos. So this is the third user account that we managed to crack here. ls-all. Good. So that seems to be Vim info. Let's open it because I know we can use sometimes Vim or V to access or perform privilege escalations. Okay. Mhm. You can see here it shows that's yes. That is interesting. So here they tried to escalate the privileges using the shell. And here seems to me this is a password. Let me make note of it. I don't know whether this password is related to the user Melos or not. There's nothing else here. So let's see what kind of executable Melos can run. Sudo -l. Okay, let's use that password then. Okay, so that password was for Melos. Let's document this. That's useful. And I can see that Melos can run as a root if an executable called don't even bother. So let's check if don't even bother is here. That's the one. Okay. It's an executable. We can open it and see what it does. Oh, that's the executable one. So sudo -l, that is the executable. I don't know if there is a source code. If there is a source code for this one. But what we do now is that, let me check if I have full access right on this. Do not even bother. Okay, I have full access right as well. So we have full access right here. So what we might be able to do is we might try to push a reverse shell inside that executable. The fact that it runs as a root, we might try to run it with the sudo command, and then the reverse shell we will get should be with escalated privileges. So let me try this. So ncat -mvb, let's put port 4000 4000, and what I need a one-line reverse shell. Let's put it as Python. So quick googling, one line no reverse shell. I will use bash. I will use bash. So let's use this. So what I can do is this echo on port 4000 on 192.168.192.168.0.18. I'm happy with everything else. And let me push this into don't even bother. And once we do this, so before doing this, I don't want to mess with it so let me copy it. Copy, don't even bother to here. Good. Now let's put echo that script to don't even bother. Okay. Now if I run sudo don't even bother. Okay, said bad number. Okay, so let me then okay, so what I would do, let me then try to put Python instead of bash. I'll make the changes here, then I will copy it. So everything here is okay. The only thing I need to change is the port number to become 4000. This is 4000. Then 192.168.0.18. And I will go ahead and copy that. So we just put the echo Python C import socket. It does not really like it. Okay, let's not have a reverse shell. Let's try to have a local shell. Let's see if we can just have a normal local shell instead of a reverse shell. So Google spawn shell. We can have Python, for example. That's Python. That is sh. Let's try it. Well, let's try it with this one first. It doesn't like the bin sh. What are the other option? It doesn't like the bin sh. Okay, let me see. ls bin. There is ls. There is sh. That's not really useful in this case. We are cd home melos. Okay, so these are the executable that we have. Okay, let me try then. Let me try to run it with different shell. Not echo. Okay, now that's work. And now I have root access. Good, that's really good. So yes, we managed to access the machine. Then we managed to escalate our privileges. That was a really challenging one.